So Ted, why don't we do another what character class should you play?
Sure, which one do you want to do?
I'm thinking we go back to Eberron and do Changeling.
You know, I was really thinking about Kalashtar.
Changeling.
Kalashtar.
Fine, Ted, let's do both. We'll do, what character class should you play for the Eberron D&D races, Changeling and Kalashtar. Welcome to Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds. I'm Nerdarchy Dave, and as usual, I'm hanging out with this nerd.
Nerdarchy Ted.
Maybe it's your first time visiting Ted's Basement. It's a place where we like to discuss news, views, and homebrews for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. Sometimes we even talk about other role-playing games.
So if you don't want to miss a single video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and to tune to that notification bell.
Alright, so we're going to delve back into Eberron and the D&D races thereof. We only have a couple left, so we're just going to bang them out. We're going to do the Changeling first. Changelings are awesome. They get a +1 to either Dex or Intelligence, and a +2 to Charisma. They also have the Change Appearance ability. It's like a watered-down version of Altered Self. They can change their shape and appearance as long as they stay within the basic parameters of their original size and shape. They can change their race, their sex, their hair color, all kinds of different features about them, as long as they roughly stay the same size and shape. Now, mechanically, nothing changes, but they have advantage on deception checks when others are trying to discern their true nature.
Changelings also get Changeling Instincts, which is going to give you a choice of 2 skills from the list: Deception, Insight, Intimidation, and Persuasion. Unsettling Visage gives them the ability that when they are targeted with an attack, they can use their reaction to basically, attempt to freak out and give the target disadvantage. They must use this reaction before the hit is declared a hit or miss.
Next up, we have Divergent Persona. Basically, this lets them take on another life, another persona, and with that comes a skill proficiency in a tool, right? They can choose any tool they want, and the really cool thing is while they're in that persona, they basically have expertise or, double their normal proficiency bonus to use it. But only when in the persona, they always have access to the tool proficiency, but, they're really good at it when they're feeling it.
They also have languages where they get common and any 2 of choice. Let's face it, if you're going to take on a persona, you got to have their racial language. So that's going to give you the options to get basically any language that you want.
All right, expected character classes. The Changelings are actually very good at a lot of things. I would say most of them are expected character classes for them. But any charisma casters, any intelligence casters, any dex-based martial classes, they're all going to work for them. So we got, for our charisma, that's going to give us bard, sorcerer, warlock. We're going to get wizard from intelligence. You also are going to have rogue, dex-based fighter, ranger. They're really good at doing a lot of things. If you're playing an Eberron, we usually don't mention this one, but it is worth mentioning artificer as well.
So you can also go with Paladin, getting that charisma bonus and a bonus to dexterity. You could really make a fine Dexidin or a dex-based Paladin with this particular character.
Lastly, we have unexpected character classes, and really we can only come up with one, and that is Cleric. Even though they don't get a wisdom bonus, they would make great clerics for a deception or thievery god, or the trickster deities are perfect for this. The traveler in Eberron itself, perfect match.
The trickery domain offers a lot of really awesome things, and I think it would really complement this race's abilities. So definitely seeing that the cleric would be an unexpected for them.
Well, before we change on out of Changeling and move into Kalashtar, at this point, we got to mention the sponsor, D&D Beyond, that makes looking up all the facts about these races so easy. All the information is compiled in a database over on D&D Beyond, where you can just look up any official material that you're looking for, as well as a ton of free stuff.
Yeah, you got all those articles, you got all those videos, as well as everything that's in the SRD. You can go check it out without having to, cough up that hard-earned money. But if you realize, as we do, that D&D Beyond is super useful, you can go in and you can buy the Legendary Bundle. You can get just the individual books that you want. And since it is an amazing database resource tool, you don't have to lug around all those books anymore. You got your phone, you got your tablet. Everything is right there at the push of a button.
So check out D&D Beyond. So with that, let's jump into Kalashtar. So their bonuses are going to be +1 to wisdom, +1 to charisma, and then a +1 to any other ability they want. So they have a lot of choices there. You can even stack that +1 up with wisdom or charisma, so you can max out those stats if you wanted to.
So the Kalashtar have Severed from Dreams. It's a really interesting ability that makes you immune to magic that would affect your dreams. Sadly, you're still affected by the sleep spell, though.
As a Kalashtar, you also get the Dual Mind ability. So whenever you make a wisdom saving throw, you can expend your reaction to get advantage on that roll. Of course, you have to declare that before you know whether you've failed the check or not.
So Mental Discipline, this is a great ability that they get to give them resistance to psychic damage.
They also get Mind Link. Mind Link's really cool because they can communicate telepathically with anyone within 60 feet of them. You don't even have to share a language to do it. They can expend a bonus action, the Kalashtar, and allow you to speak back to them.
They also gain Psychic Glamour. They can choose Insight, Intimidation, Performance, or Persuasion, and all skill checks made with that are made at advantage. They gain the following languages of Common, Quarry, and one other.
With that, we're going to jump into expected character classes. This one's really easy, folks, because all of them work really well mechanically for playing a Kalashtar. With that floating +1, they can get to 16 in any prime ability that they want. They do have a bonus to wisdom. So normally, like, the monk can be kind of tough, but you know what? They have that stat there. The other one that can be kind of tough sometimes is the paladin, but again, they have the charisma, so they can put that other +1 where they want. Maybe they can't start off with 2 16s, but they can definitely start off with 1 16 and a couple of 14s, which would be really good. The only class that might be a little bit tough for them is the barbarian, but I would actually say the totem barbarian makes a great choice for an unexpected character class for the Kalashtar.
Getting resistance to psychic damage, coupled with all of your totem resistances is just a dynamite feature, and they don't even have to be raging to get that resistance to psychic.
Yes, so I think it could pair up nicely, and you could create a really interesting Kalashtar barbarian. I would actually play them not as a tribal barbarian, but more as someone who has a fractured mind, or maybe the quarry inside of them has gone insane, or maybe they're insane and the quarry inside of them, it holds them in check. So every once in a while, their berserker fury comes out. So I think you could have a lot of fun and make it a really interesting kind of unorthodox build with the Kalashtar in that way.
Yeah, I think that would be really, really interesting to literally have two distinct personalities, and when they're not raging, they're typically prim and proper, and maybe they've got nice clothing. They don't have to wear armor after all. They could walk around and be like, oh, blah blah, typically acting like a noble. And then when combat and things go awry, the weapon comes out, they rage, and they are just a completely different character.
Yeah, they're beating their head on their shield and biting it, and they totally lose it. Yeah, you can definitely have some fun with it. But the question is, are you playing Changelings? Are you playing Kalashtar? Tell us about your favorite character down in the comments below. Before we head on out, I want to invite you to join Nerdarchy, the adventuring party. Ted, what can they find over there?
Over on Patreon, we're creating products for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons that players and DMs alike can drop right into their game.
But that's not all. We do monthly giveaways. Patrons are automatically entered.
We even do weekly hangouts with our patrons and more.
So quest on down to the description. Join the Nerdarchy Adventuring Party. And until next time,
stay nerdy.